Are you ready to go to the deep end of the pool or the shallow end?
Kas te tahate minna basseini madalasse või sügavasse otsa?
Take you to the deep end. I hear the pastors saying, take us to the deep end.
Pastorid soovid sügavasse otsa minna.
You won't drown. I
Ära
promise
te
you, you
juhku,
won't
ma
drown.
luban teile.
We closed our last session really with verse 6 of John 14,
Me lõpetasime Johannese 14.6. salmiga,
where Jesus had centered them on what this conversation was about.
kus Jeesus oli toonud või nagu keskpunkti selle, mis oli selle vestluse nagu
And
mõte.
the whole issue was coming unto the Father.
Ja kogu küsimus oli siis isa juurde tulemises.
Or I could say it simply being reconnected to the Father.
Või ma võin lihtsalt öelda, olla taas ühendatud isaga.
In verse 7 of John 14, he said, if ye had known me, you should have known my Father also. And from henceforth you will know him and have seen him.
Ja salm 7 ütleb, kui te oleksite tundnud mind, siis te tunneksite ka mu isa. Nüüd te tunnete teda ja olete teda näinud.
Now look at what he said. If you had known me, you would know the Father.
Ja vaata, mida ta ütleb, kui te oleks tundnud mind, siis te oleks tundnud mu isa.
And look at what Philip said.
Mu isa.
Lord,
Yeah.
show us the Father, and it sufficeth us.
Filippus ütles talle, issand, näita meile isa ja me jääme rahule.
You know, I read this and I ask myself, do they have a hearing problem?
Ma loen seda ja ma mõtlen, et huvitav, kas neil on kuulmisprobleem.
Jesus had just stated, if you had known me, you had known my Father.
Jeesus just oli öelnud nendele, et kui te oleksite tundnud mind, siis te tunneksite mu isa.
The point is, you cannot separate Father and Son.
Mõte on selles, et sa ei saa eraldada või lahutada isa ja poega.
God is spirit, Son is manifestation.
Jumal on vaim, poeg on manifestatsioon.
That's the only difference.
See on ainus vahe.
And then here comes Philip.
Ja siis tuleb Filippus.
Wait a minute. Show us the Father.
Oota nüüd, kuule näita meile isa.
And then we'll be satisfied.
Ja siis me jääme rahule.
And Jesus, at that moment, Jesus could have said, look,
Sel hetkel Jeesus oleks võinud öelda, et vaadake,
just look.
vaadake.
Then you will see what you're asking for.
Siis te näete, mida te küsite. Salm 9. Jeesus ütles talle, nii kaua olen ma teie juures ja sa ei ole mind veel ära tundnud, Filippus. Kes on näinud mind, see on näinud isa. Kuidas sa siis ütled, näita meile isa?
Now, this is where it is important to know that the whole focus of this was the Father.
See on koht, kus on oluline teada, et kogu fookus on isal.
Because Jesus said, where I am, there you may be also.
Sest Jeesus ütles, et seal, kus olen mina, võite ka teie olla.
And so in verse 10 he said, believest thou not that I am in the Father, and the Father in me?
Salm 10. Kas sa ei usu, et mina olen isas ja isa on minus?
The words that I speak unto you, I speak not of myself, but the Father that dwelleth in me. He doeth the works.
Neid sõnu, mida ma teile ütlen, ei räägi ma iseenesest, vaid isa, kes asub minus, teeb oma tegusid.
Believe me that I am in the Father.
Uskuge mind, et mina olen isas.
What do you keep hearing?
Mida sa kuuled siin korduvalt?
Don't you think if this was about heaven, he would have at least brought it up by now?
Mis sa arvad, kui asi oleks taevas, siis ta oleks nüüd juba seda maininud vähemalt?
Does that make sense to you?
Kas see on loogiline teie jaoks?
If this was really about going to heaven, he would have brought it up by now.
Kui asi oleks taevasse minemisest, siis ta oleks selle juba välja toonud.
But what does he keep emphasizing?
Aga mida ta jätkuvalt rõhutab?
That I am in the Father is in me.
Et mina olen isas ja isa on minus.
As a son, he's saying, if you want to see the Father, look at me.
Pojana ta ütleb, et kui sa tahad näha isa, siis vaata mind.
And at the same time, if you want to really understand the Son, go to his Father.
Ja samal ajal, kui sa tahad mõista poega, mine isa juurde.
Because it takes a father to declare the Son,
Sest selleks on vaja isa, et nagu välja kuulutada poega.
And it takes a son to manifest the Father.
Ja selleks on vaja poega, et manifesteerida isa.
So this whole conversation, as I continue to look at it, is about reconnecting with the Father.
Nii et kogu see vestlus, nii nagu ma seda näen, räägib isaga taasühendumisest.
Not reconnecting with the Father when you finally get to heaven, but reconnecting with the Father in the earth.
Mitte isaga taasühendumine siis, kui me ükskord taevasse jõuame, vaid maa peal ühendumine isaga.
Because what Adam did was disconnected with the Father in the earth.
Mida Aadam tegi, oli see, et ta siin maa peal nagu ühendus lahti isast.
So Jesus reconnected with the Father in the earth.
Ja Jeesus ühendus taas isaga maa peal.
So in verse 11 he said, "Believe me that I am in the Father and the Father in me, or else believe me for the very work's sake."
Salm 11. Uskuge mind, et mina olen isas ja isa on minus. Kui te ei usu muu pärast, siis uskuge mu tegude tõttu.
Verse 12, "Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that believeth on me, the works that I do shall he do also, and greater works than these shall he do, because I go unto my Father."
12. Tõesti, tõesti, ma ütlen teile, kes usub minusse, see teeb neid samu tegusid, mida mina teen, ja ta teeb nendest hoopis suuremaid, sest mina lähen isa juurde.
Now, I want you to connect verse 12 with verse 2.
Ma tahan, et sa ühendaksid salmi 12 salmiga 2,
Where he said, "I go to prepare a place for you."
kus ta ütleb, et ma lähen valmistama paika teie jaoks.
Verse 12 says, "Because I go unto my Father."
Ja salm 12 ütleb, sest mina lähen isa juurde.
So the place that he was preparing for them was directly connected to the Father.
Nii et see paik, mida ta valmistas neile, oli otseselt seotud isaga.
Can you see how John 14 is interpreting and unfolding itself?
Kas sa näed, kuidas 14. peatükk ise tõlgendab ennast ja nagu avab ennast?
So in verse 13 he says, verse 13 he says, "And whatsoever ye shall ask in my name, that will I do, that the Father may be glorified in the Son. If ye shall ask anything in my name, I will do it."
Salm 13:14 ja mida te iganes palute minu nimel, seda ma teen, et isa saaks kirgastatud pojas. Kui te midagi minult palute mu nimel, siis ma teen seda.
So, you know, when I'm looking at John 14 and the picture of what is all going on here,
Ja kui ma vaatan seda Johannese 14. peatükki ja kogu seda pilti, mis siin toimub,
I don't know how in the world we ever came up with the idea that this was about building mansions somewhere in heaven.
siis mina ei tea, kuidas me jõudsime selleni, et see idee siin on mõisate ehitamine taevas.
Do you think if I was having a conversation with you about oranges or fruit, let's say oranges, if I was having a conversation with you about oranges,
Ütleme, et mul on vestlus teiega apelsinidest.
do you think you would ask me, now tell me exactly how that nut works?
Mis sa arvad, kas sa küsiksid mu käest siis, et kuule, räägi mulle nüüd täpsemalt, mismoodi see pähkel toimib või
What was
Kuidas-
I talking to you about?
millest ma rääkisin sinuga?
I was having a conversation with you about oranges.
Ma vestlesin sinuga apelsinidest
And then you asked me the question, well, tell me exactly what that peanut is about.
ja siis sa küsid minu käest midagi maapähkli kohta.
Now, somewhere there's been some miscommunication.
Kusagil seal on olnud nagu üksteisest mööda rääkimine.
I'm talking about oranges.
Mina räägin apelsinidest,
You're talking about nuts.
sina räägid pähklitest.
Jesus is talking about the Father.
Jeesus räägib isast
And the church is talking about going to heaven.
ja kogudus räägib taevasse minemisest.
Somewhere there's miscommunication.
Kusagil seal on mööda rääkimine.
Hello, brothers and sisters.
Halloo, vennad ja õed.
Yeah, somewhere there's miscommunication.
Kusagil on mööda rääkimine.
Because if you go all the way through this chapter and you finally get to the last verse of John 14 and verse 31, you will not find any place he has brought up heaven.
Kui sa loed kogu seda peatüki ja jõuad lõpuks viimase salmini, siis ei ole ühtegi sõna taevast.
Now let's get to the heart of this.
Aga jõuame siis nüüd selle asja keskmesse.
Because if your students are drifting away into a conversation or an area that is not even about, you got to rescue them.
Sest kui su õpilased on nagu eemale triivimas kusagile teise valdkonda, millest sa ei räägi, siis sul tuleb nad päästa.
You got to bring them back to the center of what the conversation is about.
Sa pead nad tooma tagasi sinna keskmesse, millest see vestlus räägib.
So verse 18 is the verse that centers them once again.
Nii et salm 18 on see, mis nad nagu taas keskendab.
He said, I will not leave you comfortless. I will come to you.
Salm 18 inglise keeles ütleb, ma ei jäta teid lohutuseta, ma tulen teie juurde.
What does the Estonian Bible say concerning the word comfortless?
It says, eesti keeles öeldakse orbudeks, it says, I will not leave you orphans.
Can you see then what this is all about?
Kas te näete, milles siis asi on?
They are thinking like orphans.
Nad mõtlevad nagu orvud.
How does an orphan think?
Aga kuidas üks orv mõtleb?
Two things here that's important to an orphan.
Kaks asja on olulised orvule.
They constantly think about provision.
Nad mõtlevad pidevalt varustusele.
How are we going to make it the next day?
Kuidas järgmise päevani jõuda?
And the second thing they think about major is protection.
Ja teine suurem asi on nagu kaitse või turvatunne.
Who's going to look out for us?
Kes kaitseb meid?
And if Jesus in their mind is deserting them, they got a problem.
Ja Jeesus nende mõtetes on mõte, et Jeesus hülgab nad.
So he has to give them a promise.
Ja ta pidi neile andma tõotuse.
He said, I am not going to leave you orphaned.
Ja ta ütleb, et ma ei jäta teid orbudeks.
The reason, brethren, that this is so important is because he had already brought up the issue of the comforter.
Põhjus, miks see on nii oluline, on see, et ta oli juba üles tõstnud selle trööstija küsimuse.
In verse 16 he said, and I will pray the Father, and he shall give you another comforter, that he may abide with you forever. Even the Spirit of truth, whom the world cannot receive, because it seeth him not, neither knoweth him, but ye know him, for he dwelleth with you and shall be in you.
Salmist 16 ja ma palun isa ja ta annab teile teise lohutaja, et tema oleks teiega igavesti. Tõe vaimu, keda maailm ei saa vastu võtta, sest ta ei näe teda ega tunne teda ära. Teie tunnete tema ära, sest ta jääb teie juurde ja on teie sees.
Now once again, this is elevating the conversation.
Jällegi see on nagu selle vestluse üles tõstmine.
Because prior to this time, he had not introduced this person called the Comforter.
Sest enne seda vestlust ta ei olnud tutvustanud seda isikut, kelle nimi on lohutaja või trööstija.
And so I'm sure they're wondering who this Comforter is going to be.
Ja ma olen kindel, et nad mõtlevad, et kes see lohutaja küll saab olema.
And it's from this point that Jesus speaks to them about the Comforter.
Ja sellest hetkest alates Jeesus räägib neile lohutajast.
Because this Comforter would be the one that would bring peace to them and rest to them continually.
Sest lohutaja on see, kes saab neile tooma jätkuvalt rahu ja hingamist.
Now what does this have to do with mansions?
Mis on sellel pistmist siis nende mõisatega?
Because if you translate the word mansion, it simply means this: to remain, to abide, and to dwell.
Sellepärast, et kui sa tõlgid selle sõna mõis algkeeles, siis see tähendab jääma, elama, püsima.
Jesus was promising them a dwelling place.
Jeesus tõotas neile ühte elamispaika või paika, kus nad võivad jäädavalt olla.
But what we're going to discover is that this dwelling place was actually an indwelling of him.
Aga mida me peagi avastame on see, et see elupaik on nagu see paik, kuhu tema jääb.
And what Jesus does is makes his home in the hearts of believers.
Ja mida Jeesus teeb, on see, et ta teeb usklike südamesse oma kodu.
But this comforter would be vital in this process.
Aga see lohutaja on hädavajalik selles protsessis.
If I told you that the word mansion was only used one other time in the whole of the Bible,
kui ma teile ütlen, et see sõna mõis, mida eesti keeles on eluase, kasutatakse piiblis vaid ühe korra veel,
what would you think?
mis sa siis arvaksid? Et sul on õigus.
At least Tor believes in me.
Vähemalt Toor usub minusse.
It's only used one other time.
Seda on ainult ühe korra veel kasutatud.
And that is verse 23 of John 14.
Ja see on Johannese 14, salm 23.
Let me read that verse.
Ja siis ma loen selle salmi.
Jesus answered and said unto him, speaking of Judas, if a man love me, he will keep my words. And my Father will love him, and we will come unto him and make our abode with him.
Jeesus vastas talle, siis Juudasele, kui keegi armastab mind, küll ta peab minu sõna, ja minu isa armastab teda, ja me tuleme ja teeme eluaseme tema juurde.
The word abode and mansion in the English Bible is exactly the same.
Nii et inglise keeles siis need kaks sõna, mis oli salmis 2 ja nüüd 23, on seesama sõna. Meil on eluase.
It is never about man going someplace. It is God coming to a dwelling place.
See ei räägi, pole kunagi rääkinud sellest, et inimene läheb kusagile, vaid Jumal tuleb oma eluasemesse.
If God by his presence is always with us, we're never deserted, we're never abandoned, we're never left unprotected.
Kui Jumal oma ligioluga on alati meie juures, siis me kunagi ei ole maha jäetud, me ei ole kunagi kaitseta jäetud.
What he has chosen to do is live within us with all of his mighty provision.
Mida ta on otsustanud teha, on tulla elama oma väelise varustusega meie
So
juurde.
let's go back into the scripture and see if this is the pattern that God has always exercised.
Ja lähme nüüd tagasi selle pühakirja juurde ja vaatame, et kas see on see mudel või muster, mida Jumal on kogu aeg kasutanud.
Where he would say to man, I am coming to you to be with you.
Kus ta ütleb inimesele, et ma tulen teie juurde, et olla teiega.
Now what that negates is man going to him to be with him.
Mida see siis jätab välja, on see, et inimene läheks tema juurde, et olla temaga.
Say this with me, please.
Ütle koos minuga.
It is never about man going to be with God.
Asi pole kunagi selles, et inimene läheb Jumala juurde.
Come on, say it with me.
Ütle seda. Asi pole kunagi selles, et inimene läheb Jumala juurde.
It is always about God coming to be with man.
Asi on alati selles, et Jumal tuleb inimese juurde.
So the heart of the coming of the Lord is not about the church disappearing. It is God coming to be with man.
Nii et Issanda tulemise süda on selles, et mitte kogudus ei kao, vaid Issand tuleb selleks, et olla inimese juures.
It was always the plan of God to live in man as man lived in this earth.
Jumala plaan oli alati see, et tema tuleks ja elaks inimeses nii, nagu inimene elab maa peal, kui inimene elab maa peal.
The first example of this is the Adam himself.
Esimene näide sellest on Aadam ise.
The very simple thing that we say, and the Lord God walked with the Adam in the cool of the day. It was God being with man.
Kui Piibel räägib sellest, et Jumal tuli ja kõndis Aadamaga päevavilus, siis see oli see, et Jumal oli inimesega.
The idea that captures this is, I will never leave you.
Ja kogu idee, mis selle kokku võtab, on see, et ma ei jäta sind iial maha.
I will never forsake you.
Ma ei hülga sind kunagi.
God is always with man.
Jumal on alati inimesega.
Some other examples of this is in Genesis 28 verse 15.
Mõned näited veel, 1. Moosese 28:15.
God spoke to Jacob and said, I will not leave you and I will not forsake you.
Jumal kõneles Jaakobiga ja ütles, et ma ei jäta sind maha ega hülga sind kunagi.
You could also see this in Exodus chapter 13 verse 21 and 22.
2. Moosese 13, 21, 22 näed seda ka.
And also Exodus 33 verse 12 through 17.
Ja 2. Moosese 12, 12 kuni edasi.
And what you find is that God is the invisible leader with Moses as he leads the people.
Ja sa näed seal, et Jumal on see nähtamatu juht Moosesele, kui tema juhib inimesi.
And then in Exodus 25 verse 8,
Ja siis teise Moosese 25:8.
the tabernacle provided God a dwelling place in the midst of his people.
Koguduse telk andis Jumalale ühe eluaseme oma rahva keskel.
See, he said, let them make me a sanctuary that I may dwell among them.
Ta ütles, et las nad teevad mulle pühamu, et ma võiksin elada nende keskel.
And then when it was time for Israel to go into the promised land,
Ja kui Iisraelil oli aeg minna tõotatud maale,
the Lord spoke of his abiding presence with Joshua and the people as they prepared to enter in.
siis Jumal rääkis oma kohal olevast ligiolust, kui nad valmistusid sinna maale sisenema.
The same idea, I will never leave you, I will never forsake you.
See sama idee, et ma ei jäta sind kunagi maha, ma ei hülga sind iial.
You can find this in Deuteronomy verse 31, 1 through 8.
Sa leiad selle 5. Moosese 31, 1-8.
And then God personally spoke to Joshua in chapter 1, verse 1 through 8.
Ja siis Jumal kõneles isiklikult Joosuaga Joosua raamatu 1, 1-8.
And as he began his leadership, the Lord said, I will not leave you, I will not forsake you.
Ja kui Joosua võttis oma juhtimiskohustused üle, siis Jumal ütles talle, et ma ei hülga sind ega jäta sind maha.
David encouraged Solomon concerning finishing the work of the temple.
Taavet julgustas Salomoni templitööde lõpetamisel.
And what he said to Solomon was that God would always be with him. He would never leave him. He would not forsake him.
Ja mida ta ütles Salomonile oli see, et Jumal on alati sinuga, ta ei jäta sind maha ega hülga sind.
And you can find this in 1 Chronicles 28, verse 20.
Ja sa leiad selle esimese ajaraamat 28:20.
And so when they sum it up concerning the temple, he said the temple, the house, was not for man, but the house was for God.
Ja kokkuvõttes, mida öeldi templi kohta, oli see, et see ei olnud hoone inimesele, vaid see oli Jumala jaoks.
What it provided God was a dwelling place among the people.
Ja see andis Jumalale nagu elamispaiga inimeste keskel.
So I trust that you're seeing that this is never about man going someplace.
Nii et ma usun, et sa näed, et asi ei ole kunagi olnud selles, et inimene läheb kusagile,
It is about God coming.
vaid asi on Jumala tulemises.
Now look at something here. It's very subtle.
Vaata nüüd midagi, mis on nagu natuke peidetud.
Men will often say, I am going to heaven to get my mansion.
Inimesed sageli ütlevad, et ma lähen taevasse, et oma eluaset või mõisa saada.
Listen to me.
Kuula mind.
It's not your mansion.
See ei ole sinu mõis.
Let me have your keys right now.
Andke oma võtmed kohe siia.
It's not your mansion.
See ei ole sinu mõis.
The house is not for man. The house is for the Lord.
Koda ei ole inimesele, vaid koda on Jumalale, Isandale.
It was never about being for man.
Asi ei olnud kunagi selles, et see on inimese jaoks.
See, man himself as the house.
Inimene ise kui koda.
He's for God.
Siis
He's for God.
ta
Man
on
is the
Jumala
house for
jaoks.
God. Hello? May I have your keys?
Kas ma võiks palun teie võtmed saada?
If you have been waiting and praying,
Kui sa oled oodanud ja palvetanud,
let me have your keys.
andke võtmed siia. Kaotas ära, Ingo.
Let me give you a couple other examples.
Toon veel mõned näited.
Isaiah released the same comforting words to the nation of Israel
Jesaja ütles need samad lohutavad sõnad Iisraeli rahvale.
in Isaiah 43, verse 1 and 2.
Jesaja 43, 1 ja 2.
And what he said here,
Ja mida ta ütles siin?
Isaiah 43, 1 and 2.
Jesaja 43, 1 ja 2.
But now thus saith the Lord that created thee, O Jacob, and he that formed thee, O Israel. Fear not, for I have redeemed thee. I have called thee by thy name. Thou art mine. And when thou passest through the waters, I will be with thee. And through the rivers, they shall not overflow thee. And when thou walkest through the fire, thou shalt not be burned, neither shall the flame kindle upon thee.
Aga nõnda ütleb nüüd Issand, kes sind Jaakob on loonud ja kes sind Iisrael on kujundanud. Ära karda, sest ma olen sind lunastanud, ma olen sind nimepidi kutsunud, sa oled minu päralt. Kui sa lähed läbi vee, siis olen mina sinuga. Kui sa lähed läbi jõgede, siis ei uputa need sind. Kui sa käid tules, siis sa ei põle ja leek ei kõrbeta sind.
In Psalm 37, verse 25 and 26, David said, I have never seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging bread.
Psalmis 37 Taavet ütleb, et ma ei ole kunagi õiget näinud hüljatuna või leiba kerjamas.
So the reality is this.
Nii et tegelikkus on see.
They were thinking like orphans being deserted.
Nad mõtlesid nagu orvud, keda jäetakse maha.
And what Jesus wanted them to understand is that the Father never forsakes his children.
Ja mida Jeesus tahtis, et nad mõistaks, on see, et isa kunagi ei jäta oma lapsi maha.
Just as the Father never forsook his Son.
Just nagu isa ei hüljanud kunagi oma poega.
The man that we call Jesus provided God residence in the earth once again.
See isik, keda me nimetame Jeesuseks, andis Jumalale nagu elupaiga siin maa peal.
John 1:14 tells us that.
Johannese 1:14 ütleb meile seda.
In Hebrews chapter 3, verse 3 through 6,
Hebrea 3:3-6
the writer tells us, now we are the house
kirjutaja ütleb meile, et nüüd oleme meie see koda,
that provides God residence in the earth.
mis annab Jumalale nagu residentsi maa peal.
So let me put it this way.
Kuidas ma ütlen seda nii?
If someone was to ask God, what is your address in the earth?
Kui keegi küsib Jumalalt, et mis su aadress maa peal on?
It's like if I ask you, tell me what your address is.
Kui mina küsin sinu käest, et ütle mulle, mis su aadress on,
Your reply would be,
siis su vastus oleks,
if you ask God,
kui sa
what is your residence in the earth?
küsid Jumalalt, et
What is your address?
mis sinu aadress on maa peal,
He would tell you, look in the mirror.
siis ta ütleks sulle, et vaata peeglisse.
You are my residence in the earth.
Sina oledki minu residents maa peal.
And this whole thing about John 14
Ja kogu see asi Johannese 14
was not about you leaving,
ei olnud sellest, et sina lahkud,
but it was about me coming,
vaid et mina tulen,
living in my house,
elan oma kojas,
called you,
mille nimi on
and
sina,
turning you from a shack of an old man
ja teen sind ühest vana inimese hurtsikust
into a mansion of the new man.
uue inimese mõisaks.
All a mansion is just another way to describe the new man.
Mida see mõis väljendab, on lihtsalt viis, kuidas kirjeldada uut loodut või uut inimest.
So can you see why Father would say, in my house there are many mansions?
Nii et kas sa näed, miks isa võiks öelda, et minu kojas on palju mõisaid, eluasemeid?
Listen to me, listen.
Kuula mind.
He didn't say, in my house there are some shacks and then some mansions.
Ta ei öelnud, et minu kojas on mõned hurtsikud ja mõned mõisad.
No, the only thing that qualifies to be a part of this house are mansions.
Ainus asi, mis kvalifitseerib sind olema osa sellest kojast, on mõis.
Let me say it
Mõisaks
another way.
olemine. Kas ma ütlen seda teisel viisil?
He could equally have said, in the one house that I'm building,
Ta oleks võinud ka öelda nii, et selles ühes kojas, mida ma ehitan,
the unified house that I'm building,
selles ühtses kojas, mida ma ehitan,
every room in it qualifies as a mansion.
iga ruum selles kvalifitseerub mõisaks.
So do you know what I'm looking at when I look at you?
Nii et kas sa tead, mida ma näen, kui ma teid vaatan?
I'm not just looking at an Estonian.
Ma ei vaata siin ühte eestlast.
I'm looking at a mansion.
Ma vaatan mõisa.
That's the only thing that is suitable for God to live in.
See on ainus koht, mis on sobilik Jumalale elamiseks.
If you come to America today
Kui sa tuled täna Ameerikasse
and you go where rich people are,
ja lähed sinna, kus on rikkad inimesed,
you will not find shacks.
siis sa ei leia sealt hurtsikuid.
You will only find mansions.
Sa leiad sealt ainult mõisad.
And do you know what poor people do?
Ja tead, mida vaesed inimesed teevad?
They look at those mansions and say, I would like to live in one of them one day.
Nad vaatavad neid villasid või mõisaid ja ütlevad, et ühel päeval tahaks mina ka sellises elada.
That is exactly how the church has been behaving for 2,000 years.
Ja see on just täpselt see, kuidas kogudus on käitunud 2000 aastat.
They read John 14 and said, I would like to get my mansion someday.
Nad vaatavad Johannese 14 ja ütlevad, ühel päeval ma tahaks oma mõisa saada.
And what God wants us to do is wake up.
Ja mida Jumal tahab, et me
Wake
teeksime,
up.
ütleb ärka üles.
You don't have to go somewhere to get one.
Sa ei pea kusagile minema selleks, et ühte
You
mõisa saada.
are.
Sina oled.
You are the mansion.
Sina oled see mõis.
Let me bring you to another point about this.
Las ma toon teise mõtte selles osas.
Jesus said, where I am,
Jeesus ütles, et seal, kus olen mina,
there you may be also.
seal ka teie võite olla.
He did not say, where I will soon be.
Ta ei öelnud, et seal, kus ma varsti olen.
No, he said, where I am.
Ta ütles, ei, seal, kus ma olen.
Where was he?
Kus ta oli?
He was on the earth,
Ta oli maa peal,
in the Father.
isa sees.
But take it a step deeper.
Aga astume sammu sügavamale.
He had touched into something that was very sacred to them.
Ta oli puudutanud midagi, mis oli väga püha nende jaoks.
A name that they would barely even mention because they thought it was so holy.
Nime, mida nad vaevu üldse kasutasid, sest nad arvasid, et see on nii püha.
I am.
Mina olen.
What do you think someone would say if you said, before Abraham was, I am?
Mida sa mõtleksid, kui keegi ütleks, et enne kui Abraham oli, olen mina?
Most people would be ready to stone you.
Enamik inimesi oleks valmis sind kividega surnuks viskama.
Because see, this is what people do not understand.
Sest see on see, mida inimesed ei mõista.
When you reconnect to the Father,
Kui sa taas ühendad isa,
you reconnect to everything that he is.
siis sa ühendad kõigesse, mida ta on või kes ta on.
And to help us to understand the present reality of who he is,
Et aidata meil mõista seda praegust tõelisust sellest, kes ta on,
he simply says, I am.
siis ta lihtsalt ütleb, ma olen.
That is a spiritual consciousness that awakens you to your true identity.
See on see vaimulik teadvus, mis äratab siin selle sinu tõelisele identiteedile.
Now I got to gather you here because this is important.
See on oluline, ma pean, et
Come on
teil
to
tuleb sellest aru saada.
the rim where I'm talking from right now.
Tulge sinna sfääri, kust ma räägin.
Because I'm not in the shallow end of the pool right now.
Nüüd ma ei ole basseini madalamas otsas.
You see, when Jesus began to speak like that,
Kui Jeesus hakkas niimoodi rääkima,
he was speaking from the truth of his sonship.
siis ta rääkis oma poja seisusest või sellest tõest
You see,
lähtuvalt.
it would be like if I'm meeting Tina for the first time.
Näiteks, kui ma kohtun Tiinaga esimest korda
And I would shake her hand and I would say, I am Dr.S.Everett.
ja ma kätlen ja ütlen, mina olen TAEVASED.
And I would ask her, who are you?
Ja ma küsin temalt, et kes sina oled.
And if she said to me,
Ja kui tema ütleb mulle,
I am a mansion in heaven.
et mina olen mõis taevas.
Do you understand what I'm saying here to you?
Kas te mõistate, mis ma ütlen?
She wouldn't know who she was. But if she said, I am Tina,
Siis ta ei teaks, kes ta on. Aga kui ta ütleks, et ma olen Tiina Usin,
but if she said, I am Tina,
kuid ta ütleb, ma olen Tiina,
what is Tina?
mis on Tiina?
That is her flesh identity.
See on tema liha identiteet.
The name the parents gave her.
Nimi, mille vanemad talle andsid.
But what she said prior to that,
Aga mida ta ütles
I
enne seda?
am,
Ma olen.
connects her to her spiritual father.
See ühendab teda tema vaimuliku isaga,
Because that is his name.
sest see on tema nimi.
That's why he said to Moses, when they ask you, who sent you?
Sellepärast ta ütles Moosesele, et kui sult küsitakse, kes sind saatis,
Well, hallelujah. He just said, tell them, I am.
siis ta ütles neile, et ütle neile, mina olen.
Now what that means is that you will continue to be exactly what you are.
Mida see tähendab, on see, et sa jätkad olemast just täpselt see, kes sa oled.
That means that you won't be one thing one day and another thing another day.
See tähendab, et sa ei ole üks või keegi ühel päeval ja teine asi teisel päeval.
I am gives us consistency and stability.
Mina olen annab meile ühe järjepidevuse ja stabiilsuse.
So the next time you say that,
Nii et järgmine kord, kui sa seda ütled,
I want you to realize what you're really saying.
siis ma tahan, et sa mõistaksid, mida
Is
sa
that
sellega ütled.
you have once again tapped into your true identity.
Sellepärast, et sa taaskord oled nagu oma tõelisesse identiteeti astunud.
So if the serpent comes to you and say, if thou be the son of God,
Ja kui madu tuleb su juurde ja ütleb, et kui sa tõesti oled Jumala poeg,
it is not if thou be, it is I am a son of
asi ei
God.
ole selles, et kui sa oled, vaid ma olen Jumala poeg.
You see, you intimidate people when you know who you are and they don't know who they are.
Sa hirmutad inimesi sellega, kui sa tead, kes sa oled, aga tema ei tea, kes tema on.
And what they try to do is drag you back down
Ja mida nad püüavad teha, on sind jälle alla kiskuda.
into a realm that you're not in anymore.
Sfääri, kus sa enam ei ole.
What Jesus has done in resurrection is raised you up to your true reality.
Mida Jeesus on teinud üles tõusmises, on see, et ta on tõstnud sind sinu uude reaalsusesse.
Now let me give you one other point about this I am.
Ja veel üks mõte selle mina olen kohta.
Whatever you say concerning I am, that binds that thing to you to be manifested.
Mida iganes sa ütled selle mina olen kohta, see seob sind selle külge ja see saab reaalsuseks su elus.
Let me give it to you real simple.
Ma teen selle väga lihtsaks teile.
Let the weak say, I am strong.
Öelgu nõrk, et ma olen tugev.
Let the poor say, I am rich.
Öelgu vaene, et ma olen rikas.
Let the sick say, I am well.
Öelgu haige, et ma olen terve.
Whatever you say I am,
Mida iganes sa ütled, ma olen,
it becomes manifested in your life.
see saab ilmsiks sinu elus.
So if you're walking around talking about, I am poor,
Nii et kui sa käid ringi, ütled, ma olen vaene.
guess what you're going to have for the rest of your life?
Tead, mida sa saad siis kogu ülejäänud eluks?
Poverty.
Vaesuse.
If you're walking around saying, oh, I don't know about life,
Kui sa käid ringi, ütled, ma ei tea elu kohta,
you're going to have confusion for the rest of your life
siis sa saad kogu oma ülejäänud eluks ühe segaduse.
because your words are seed with reproductive power.
Sellepärast, et su sõnad on seeme, millel on tootev vägi.
So that's why God just simply told Moses to tell them I am.
Sellepärast Jumal ütles Moosesele, et mine ütle neile, et mina olen.
And so when Jesus says, before Abraham was, I am, it blew their mind.
Ja kui siis Jeesus ütles, et enne kui Abraham oli, olen mina, siis see lihtsalt lõi neid pahviks segadusse.
They said, you're not even yet 50 years old. How can you exist before Abraham?
Nad ütlesid, et sa ei ole veel 50-aastanegi ja kuidas sa saad öelda, et sa olid enne Abrahami.
If you know that you are in your father and your father is in you,
Kui sa tead, et sina oled isas ja sinu isa on sinus,
then you are not limited to chronology.
siis sa ei ole piiratud kronoloogiaga.
I'm just about done.
Peaaegu olen
And
lõpetanud.
then you can fellowship over this.
Ja siis saate osadust pidada, arutada selle üle.
I gave you 10 witnesses of how it was the plan of God to abide, to remain in man.
Ma andsin teile 10 tunnistajat selle kohta, kuidas Jumala plaan oli elada ja olla inimeste keskel.
Man is the permanent residence of God in the earth.
Inimene on Jumala permanentne või püsiv elukoht maa peal.
When you hear this idea, Father's house, I want you to think of family.
Kui sa kuuled seda sõna või mõistet isa koda, siis ma tahan, et sa mõtleksid perekonna peale.
There are many scriptures in the English Bible that speaks of a house as a man's family.
Ingliskeelses piiblis on palju kirjakohti, mis räägivad kojast tähendusega mehe perekond.
But what each passage does is that it links in such a way that they each bear witness to each other.
Aga mida need kirjakohad teevad, on see, et nad on nagu seotud üksteisega nii, et nad nagu tunnistavad üksteise kohta.
One of the most important things about Bible interpretation is to allow the Bible to interpret the Bible.
Üks kõige olulisem asi piibli tõlgendamise kohta on see, et sa laseksid Jumala sõnal iseennast tõlgendada.
And so when I look at this chapter and I look at over 20 times Jesus is speaking of the Father.
Ja kui ma vaatan seda peatükki ja näen Jeesust kõnelemas enam kui 20 korda isast,
It helps to clear things up for them.
siis see aitab selgitada asju.
You see, if you do not understand spiritual language, you will be confused.
Kui sa ei mõista vaimulikku keelt, siis sa satud segadusse.
And you think Jesus is speaking of something that he's not even speaking of.
Ja sa mõtled, et Jeesus räägib millestki, millest ta tegelikult ei räägi.
You see, it's just like the revelation of Jesus Christ. If you do not understand spiritual language, you will apply all kinds of interpretations.
Samamoodi on Jeesuse Kristuse ilmutusega, kui sa ei mõista vaimulikku keelt, siis sa tõlgendad seda igal teisel viisil.
And so when I look at these observations, what I come away understanding is this.
Ja kui ma vaatan neid erinevaid asju, siis minul tekib selline arusaamine,
It is never the intent of Jesus to leave you confused.
et Jeesuse plaan või kavatsus ei olnud kunagi sind jätta segaduses maha.
Because what that does is create an unstable state within your soul.
Sellepärast, et see loob ühe sellise väga ebastabiilse hinge ja olukorra.
So one of the final things he said to them in John 14 is that I'm simply going to give you my peace.
Ja üks viimaseid asju, mida ta ütleb Johannese 14 peatükis, on see, et ma jätan teile oma rahu.
He said, now, it is not the peace that the world gives you.
Ta ütleb, et see ei ole rahu, mida maailm teile annab.
Because remember, they were troubled in heart.
Sellepärast, et mäletad, nad olid mures oma südames.
In John 14:27, he said, peace I leave with you, my peace I give unto you. Not as the world giveth, give I unto you. Let not your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid.
14:27 ütleb, et oma rahu ma annan teile, oma rahu ma jätan teile. Ma ei anna teile nii, nagu maailm annab, teie süda ärgu ehmu ega ärgu mingu varaks.
And then in verse 28 he said, now you have heard how I said unto you, I go away and come again unto you.
Ja salm 28 ütles, te kuulsite, et mina ütlesin teile, ma lähen ära ja tulen tagasi teie juurde.
He said, if you loved me, you would rejoice because I said, I go unto the Father.
Kui te mind armastate, küll te siis rõõmustate, et ma lähen isa juurde.
For my Father is greater than I.
Sest mu isa on suurem kui mina.
Verse 29, and now I have told you before, it come to pass, that when it come to pass, you might believe.
Ja nüüd ma olen teile seda öelnud, enne kui see sünnib, et te usuksite, kui see sünnib.
Verse 30, hereafter I will not talk much with you, for the prince of this world cometh, and he hath nothing in me.
Ma ei räägi enam teiega palju, sest maailma vürst tuleb ja tal ei ole mingit volimu üle.
Verse 31,
Salm 31.
but that the world may know that I love the Father, and as the Father gave me commandment, even so I do. Arise, let us go hence.
Salm 31, vaid et maailm saaks aru, et mina armastan isa ja teen nõnda, nagu isa mind on käskinud. Tõuske, läkki siit minema.
I close my session by telling you that John 14, as it is interpreted in modern theology, is a different gospel.
Ma lõpetan öeldes sellega, et Johannese 14. peatükk moodsas teoloogias on tõlgendatud
As a different gospel.
teistsuguse evangeeliumina.
Paul warned us about.
Paulus hoiatas meid teistsuguse evangeeliumi osas.
And if we make John 14 about going to heaven and getting a mansion, that is a different gospel.
Ja kui meie teeme Johannese 14. peatükist teema, et minna taevasse ja saada mõis, siis see on teistsugune evangeelium.
But what is accurate is if we make John 14 about the Comforter coming to live permanently in God's people, that's the right gospel.
Aga kui me teeme 14. peatükist, siis peatüki, mis räägib lohutajast, kes tuleb, et elada Jumala rahva sees igavesti, siis see on see tõene evangeelium.
So the responsibility of apostles is to wrestle the control of the church out of the hands of carnal men.
Nii et apostlite vastutus on see, et inimesed saada vabaks lihaliku inimese võimusest.
How do we do that?
Kuidas me teeme seda?
We pull down strongholds.
Me kisume maha need kindlustused ja kantsid.
That's the violence of the gospel.
See on see vägivald evangeeliumis.
Through the spirit of revelation, you replace that which is error.
Ilmutuse vaimu kaudu sa asendad selle, mis on nagu vigane.
And you bring every thought into captivity to obedience to Christ.
Ja sa tood iga mõtte sõnakuulelikkuse alla Kristuses.
Are you with me in this?
Kas te olete kaasas selles?
You see, Jesus' grace and peace is what we need in this hour.
Nii et
His grace and His
tema
peace.
arm ja rahu on see, mida me vajame praegusel tunnil.
And that peace He has given to us already.
Ja selle rahu ta on meile juba andnud.
So would you be surprised if I said to you, the Lord has come, He continues to come, and He will come.
Nii et kas sa oleks üllatunud, kui ma ütlen, et issand on tulnud, ta tuleb jätkuvalt ja ta tuleb tulevikus ka.
On the day of Pentecost,
nelipühipäeval
he came.
ta tuli
Unfortunately, most of Israel missed him.
ja kahjuks enamik Iisraeli jäi ilma.
How did he come?
Kuidas ta tuli?
He came in the Comforter.
Ta tuli lohutajas.
How is he coming now?
Kuidas ta on praegu tulemas?
He still comes in the Comforter.
Ta tuleb ikka veel lohutajas.
And since most of the church deny the Holy Ghost,
Ja kuna enamik kogudust on nagu eitab püha vaimu,
they are missing his coming.
siis nad jäävad ilma tema tulemisest.
So let's not miss his coming.
Nii et ärme jääme ilma tema tulemisest.
Amen.
Amen.